Summary of The Fine Art of Small Talk. How to start a conversation, keep it going, build networking skills, and leave a positive impression. By Debra Fine. Chance encounters. Casual conversations take place throughout the day, whether you are at the office, your child's baseball practice, a dental appointment, or a religious service. You cannot avoid contact with other people. Yet, these chance encounters make many people anxious. You don't have to dread social events or spontaneous interactions if you learn a few simple techniques to improve your conversational skills. Why talk small? Those who have mastered small talk make others feel warm, welcome, at ease and valued. This social skill is crucial in developing and enriching business relationships, beginning a romance or making a friend. Never underestimate the value of an exchange that makes a person feel appreciated and acknowledged. Developing strong conversational skills will improve your leadership capabilities, reduce your fear of unfamiliar social situations, increase your confidence, and help you form new friendships and business alliances. How to begin? Few people will actually reject you for initiating a conversation. Most are grateful to the person who starts an exchange. So take the risk. The next time you are at a wedding or a networking event or in line at Starbucks, introduce yourself to someone. Put out your hand, smile, make eye contact, and offer your name. People attending networking sessions or singles events often end up talking to people they know and never make a new acquaintance. Assume the burden of conversation. Don't expect the other person to do all the work. Try these conversation starters when you are ready to take the plunge. What do you enjoy most about your profession? Describe your most important work experience. What was the best job you ever had? What do you think of the movie A Restaurant Party? The name game. During introductions, remember the names of the people you meet. Learning and using names is probably the single most important rule of good conversation. If you forget a name, confess your memory lapse and ask for it again. Use each new person's name early in the conversation to help you remember it. Avoid an awkward moment by stating your name when you shake hands with people you've met before, in case they don't remember you. The approachable person. How do you find someone to talk to in a room full of strangers? Look for an approachable person, someone who isn't talking with another person or group. This person might be sitting alone or perusing the buffet. Make eye contact and smile. If the individual responds, greet him or her, smile and introduce yourself. When you get the person's name, use it. Icebreakers. People often incorrectly assume they won't have something in common with another person. They let gender, ethnicity, age, or social status biases get in the way. Yet people have a basic commonality that makes conversation easy. What you say is not as important as making the effort and showing a genuine interest. Being the first to say hello is the hardest part. Start your conversation with a statement and follow up with a question. For instance, you might say, "What a beautiful day." "What's your favorite season of the year?" Or, "What an interesting conference." "Tell me about the sessions you attended." A sincere compliment is another way to start or sustain dialogue, and to make your new acquaintance feel appreciated. Compliments fall into three categories: appearance, possessions, or behavior. Say something nice about what people are wearing, something they are carrying, or something they did. However, avoid being overly personal. Party maneuvers. What do you do if you spot someone you want to talk to, but the person is talking to someone else? Wait for a pause in their conversation and politely join in, or tell the person you would like to talk to him or her before the evening is over. When approaching larger parties, stand slightly outside the circle but show you are listening to the speaker. Wait for the circle to open up and look for a chance to join the conversation. Comment on something you agree with, but don't come on too strong too fast. Ask and ask again. Once you've initiated a conversation, encourage new acquaintances to talk about themselves. Ask open-ended questions that require more than a one-word answer. Open-ended questions begin with phrases such as, "Describe for me," "Tell me about," "How did you," and "What was that like for you?" Listen attentively and be ready to dig deeper with follow-up questions. Conversation detective. Create conversation starters and open-ended questions by observing other people. Notice what a person is wearing, such as sports team apparel, logos, pins, and jewelry that might indicate that a comment would be welcome. Note things you can talk about, such as a new briefcase, a book, or a magazine. Office and home decorations also provide a common conversation point. It's always easy to talk about where you are, what brought you to this event, or the occasion. How do you know the bride? Are you listening? Listening to people requires more than being all ears. Research shows that the verbal element of a conversation is responsible for less than 35% of actual communication, while nonverbal components account for more than 65%. Attentive listening has three parts: visual, verbal, and mental. Visual cues include facial expressions, body language, and movements such as nodding your head. Maintain eye contact, assume a receptive posture, and smile when appropriate. Avoid fidgeting, covering your mouth, tapping a pencil, or jiggling your leg. Verbal cues let the speaker know you are paying attention. These cues include phrases such as, "What do you mean by that? Can you give me an example?" and "What's the downside?" Paraphrasing the speaker's words to confirm that you heard correctly can prevent misunderstandings. Mental listening skills include processing what you've heard and retaining its essence. If your mind wanders while another person is talking, you aren't holding up your end of the conversation. Be prepared. Treat a new conversation almost as you would a job interview. Interviewing questions help you navigate awkward lulls and keep a conversation rolling. Come to an event prepared with specific questions. Interview-type questions might include, "What got you involved in this organization or event?" and "What has been your most important work experience?" Talk about yourself. Regardless of how shy you are, there comes a time in every conversation when you must talk about yourself. Enriching dialogue requires give and take. Share something about yourself that is comfortable, positive, and uncontroversial. Your topics should be appropriate for the occasion and level of intimacy. Mention subjects others can relate to so they feel comfortable sharing their stories in return. Conversation nowhere knows. Beware of being a conversation killer, a negative personality known to crop up at social or business events in 8 unlikable variations. 1. The FBI agent assails the other person with an onslaught of questions, in an interrogation, not a conversation. 2. The braggart or braggarita talks endlessly about his or her exploits. 3. The one-upper can't wait to top someone else's story. Did you like Kilimanjaro? I liked Everest more. 4. The monopolizer talks without letting others have a turn. To avoid becoming a monopolizer, don't talk for more than 5 minutes. 5. The interrupter focuses on making his or her point, and is too impatient to let others finish making theirs. 6. The poor sport refuses to engage in chatting. Answers open-ended questions with show-stopping one-word answers. Are you enjoying the conference? No. 7. The know-it-all, not interested in anyone's opinions, because he or she has it all figured out. 8. The advisor knows the solution to each problem and offers it without invitation. The artful exit. When you need to leave a conversation and circulate, don't make false excuses. Politely state your reason for moving on. For example, you might say, "I do need to get around and say hello to the other people at this meeting." When you meet new contacts and prospective clients at a networking event, explain what you do, have a conversation about it, and request referrals. Ask, "Can you recommend anyone who needs my specialty? I'd appreciate the referral." End each conversation on a positive note. Be sincere, smile, and give a firm handshake. If you want to meet the person again, issue an invitation. You might say, "I don't want to monopolize your time this evening. Can we arrange to meet later?" Single savvy. Singles mixers are tough social situations to negotiate. To survive the experience, remember these tips: enter the room slowly. Give yourself a moment to soak up your surroundings. Look around for the approachable person. Have some icebreakers ready so you can begin a conversation, such as, "I've been here before, but it's never been so crowded," or, "I never know what to say at these affairs, but I would like to meet you." Listen to the response and follow up with an appropriate reply. If you decide to ask someone for a date, have some ideas ready before you make the call. When you have that first date, heed these suggestions. Leave your cell phone in the car. Be careful what you say. Save your demands for later in the relationship. Try some sensitivity before you blurt out opinions. And then, enjoy your newfound success.